everyone, I am going to do this recording team call instead of a live team call just because of the hurricane, and we know that we are 99.9% sure we are getting evacuated. We're just waiting for the okay so that John can leave, and we will be heading up to Virginia to get away from this. But I know that this month is going to be super big for our team. We are starting to get into the fall months, which are huge. Which are huge for our bond. Not only is everybody, wanting some extra holiday cash, but they also are done vacationing and spending a bunch of money during the summer, and they're getting back into the normal routine of things, realizing they don't feel as good as they could, and wanting a healthier lifestyle in general. So I know our team is just going to explode. We have such an amazing group of girls, and I'm so happy about that. And I just want to encourage us at the beginning of this month to just get going and go full steam ahead, because our team is going to the top very quickly. I already know that. So I just wanted to go to Romans 3:3-4. And it says, "But just because they were unfaithful, does that mean God will be unfaithful? Of course not. Even if everyone else is a liar, God is true." And this is going to be kind of like our month verse. And if you are new here and you're like, what is this girl talking about? I don't care what background you're from, what religion you're from, whatever. But I know that God brought me into this business for a reason, and I want to honor him, and I want to take everything from his word, and that's how I want to lead my team. So this verse has just stuck out to me. And the whole God is true, he is faithful, and whatever work we put in is going to happen. So I just want to take a second to pray for this month before I get into what I have to say for this month. Dear God, I just want to thank you for each and every single one of these girls. I so know that you brought them here for a reason, not only to build a business, but also to grow as a family together and to build relationships with people and to help people. So Lord, just help lead us to our next runners in this business, those women, those girls that are just dying for this opportunity, but have not yet had the chance or an open heart to hear it. Lord, just open their hearts and lead us to those people and help speak through us so that we can just say exactly what they need to hear and help walk them through everything. In your name we pray. Amen. Okay, so I have been talking a ton about this book. It's called Do Hard Things. And I just think it's absolutely so cool that our team is so young. The majority of us are around 20 years old, if not younger. I'm 20. And this is talking about going above and beyond what our standards are as adolescents and teenagers and young adults. And we're already doing that. So I just think it's so cool to go through this and not only get a little bit of a kick in the butt, but also be reminded that what we're doing is okay. It's okay that we're not going out and partying every single night. It's okay that we are taking opportunities like this to make money so that we're no longer that broke college student, and actually making something of ourselves so that when we look back at these years, we're not going to be disappointed, but we're going to be very thankful that we did this. So one thing that this points out is the myth of adolescence. And the authors in here, just so you guys know, these two guys right here, they're 18 when they wrote this book, so they're teenagers as well. And they say that the myth of adolescence is letting the world around you tell you that your teen and young adult years are to have fun and be free. And I just want to read a little section from this book. And it's going off of Proverbs 20:29, and it says, "The glory of young men is their strength." So that is Proverbs 20:29. It says, "Did you catch that? At no other time are we better positioned to decide who we will become. Our strength, sharp minds, energetic bodies, and flexible schedules is our glory. We are not likely to have the same set of strengths ever again. By choosing to use our teen years for strict training, we can choose to set direction, develop character, and build momentum for an amazing future." So I bet we all know people that are not willing to do that. They want to party. They want to just have fun in their teenage years. They want to be free, but then they end up not knowing where they want to go. They end up being like 30 years old in their parents' basement, whatever it may be, and a ton of college debt. I know my dad is still paying off some of his college debt, which is absolutely insane. And that's just the norm. That's what people think. Like, well, you can't expect any better. But however, if we use this time when we are able to have energy to do those late nights, even when you're studying for tests, even when you are practicing for a meet or a game or something like that, or in my case, even when you're up all night with a newborn or 1-year-old or whatever, we have the energy in order to do that on top of doing our Arbonne business, which isn't as hard as everyone makes it out to be. So we are likely never to have that energy again. Odds are, if we don't start something like this and actually take advantage of it, we're never going to. We're going to get stuck in a dead-end job. We are going to get stuck in something, working our way from the bottom with little to no opportunity to become the top of that company, even though Arbonne gives you that opportunity, and it's super, super easy. It's hard work, but it's not like it's impossible. It's totally possible for every single one of every single one of us and every single person that we sign on to become the top of the company. Our sharp minds we're just sponges at this age. Like, we're not stuck in our ways. It's not like teaching an old dog new tricks. We are able to adapt. We're able to adjust, use social media because we're good at it. All that kind of stuff. We're able to do that. And we have flexible schedules. Going along with being able to stay up all the time and having energy to do that, we are also able to fit stuff into the nooks and crannies of our lives if we want to. A lot of people our age, the nooks and crannies of their lives are filled with Netflix and being on their phone just randomly and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying that we don't do that. Trust me, guys, I do that all the time. But if we can also add something that is going to help us in the future, why not? Excuse me. So I want to ask you a question, and I want you guys to take a second to think of this and truly think of it and see if sorry, I'm trying to flip. There we go. And see if this makes you happy or makes you worried or anything like that. The question is, when you are 30 and you look back on your teen and young adult years, are you going to be thankful or regretting the mistakes / missed opportunities? So guys, you're on this call because you are in our business. Whether or not you are working it 100% or not, you're listening to this call because you have joined us. And I want you to just take a second. When you're 30 and you look back at this opportunity, at this moment in your life, are you going to be thankful because you're going to be driving a white Mercedes and making $15,000 to $20,000 a month? Are you going to be thankful because you are free to stay home with your daughter or your son? Are you going to be thankful that you're able to take vacations whenever you want with your family, by yourself, whatever, you're able to travel? You're able to pay off student debt that you wouldn't have been able to pay off before. You'd be paying it off now. Are you thankful that you were able to meet people that were not only, sorry, I got a notification. Sorry, guys. Meet people that you not only helped you grow your business, but grow you as a person? Are you going to be thankful about that? Or you were going to be regretting not putting in the work, not doing what your sponsors tell you to do, not being a sponge, not actually giving it your 100%, because you're going to look at the people that were on your team, you may have even sponsored, and they are making what I just said. They are debt-free. They're able to travel. They are able to stay home with their family. They're able to keep their spouses home because they want to. They are able to take time off when they need to. They are able to help family members out. They are able to give more, spend more with their family, all that type of stuff without worrying about making ends meet. Are you going to be regretting that? And then on the flip side, is anybody else going to look at you when they find out this opportunity and be like, why didn't you tell me this earlier? And if you think that somebody is out there that is doing that, then I want you to take a second, pause this video and write their name down And when I'm done with this call, I want you to reach out to them. I don't care if they ignore you. I don't care if they say no. I want you to reach out to them. And if they ignore you, next week or the week after, do the same thing. Be a vision planner with them, because you know this is in your heart that this opportunity, if this is missed by that person, they are going to regret it later in life. Just like you are taking it seriously now, because you are not going to regret it when you are 30. So because of that, I want to go through 5 kinds of hard things that our society tells us that we don't have to do. And the first one is doing things outside of your comfort zone. For me, if you guys don't know me, I was super, super shy. Didn't like to go outside, not outside, but didn't like to go out with people, didn't like to make new friends. That wasn't me. So me actually building a team, leading a team, reaching out to people every day, that is outside my comfort zone. However, I want to encourage you that as you start to do things outside your comfort zone, that is in your comfort zone eventually. So you have to keep doing things that are outside of your comfort zone, whether that be inviting people to a party, asking somebody to plan a party for you, whatever it may be. One thing my husband taught me, and he's taught me many things, but one thing he taught me was, what's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to tell you no. They're not going to hate you. They're not going to just bash you. And if they do, they were not real friends in the first place. So I just want to let you guys know that. Do things outside of your comfort zone. If posting on social media every single day is outside of your comfort zone, do it. If posting about Arbonne is outside your comfort zone, do it. If reaching out to people is outside of your comfort zone, do it. Whatever it has to be, do it. If you're constantly doing things that are easy, you're not going to grow in this business. Because this business, from a quote from our old president, is a personal development business disguised in skincare and nutrition. So if you're not doing any personal development and going outside your comfort zone and growing as a person, you are not doing Arbonne right. So then the second thing is to do things that go beyond what is expected or required. So as you guys know, when you hit a district or area or whatever level, there's what's called maintenance. And in order to hold your title, you have to meet your maintenance every month. That doesn't mean you don't get paid if you don't hit your maintenance, nothing like that. But in order to hold your title, you have to meet maintenance. If you are constantly just meeting maintenance, you're not growing. You're not adding people to your team. You're not growing your numbers. You're not hitting your bonuses. You're not sharing the opportunity with people. And I'm telling you guys, sometimes we aren't fully rewarded for going above and beyond. Yes, our paycheck may be a little bigger, but sometimes you might not get your bonus. Sometimes you might not get that person, that runner that you know is going to be a runner on your team that month, and that is okay. But constantly be shooting for your bonuses. Constantly be shooting for above average. Because when you are doing that, eventually it's going to make you a better person. It's going to make you a stronger person. And guess what? Nobody else is going to make you do it. Nobody. So you have to decide today that you are going to go above and beyond that. Whatever that may be in your business. But I hope you guys all start to aim for your bonuses. And then do things that are too big to accomplish alone. Now, anybody I feel like can reach district qualification by themselves. Even some people can reach district manager by themselves. That's possible. But not many people can hit their district bonus. Not many people can hit area qualification or area bonuses by themselves. So I want you guys to build your team. Don't be solo in this. When you are solo in this, you are going to want to quit more often than you're not, because you don't have anyone with you. So guys, you need to be doing something that is bigger than what you can do yourself. And if you are just small-minded and you are just thinking about what you can get out of this next week or this next month or whatever, and not actually building, then guys, go back to my question before. When you're 30 and you look back, are you going to be regretting not doing more? And guys, I hope you know I'm preaching to myself here. I gave myself this whole speech when I wrote this all down, and I'm giving it to myself now, and I'm probably going to listen to it again further on when I need a little kick in the butt. So don't feel like I'm holier than thou or whatever. This is something I need to hear as well, and that's why I know that there's other people out there that need to hear this. And so the fourth thing is to do things that don't earn an immediate payoff. This is kind of like going back to doing things that are going beyond what is expected or required. You know, guys, we are getting turned down so many times in this business because either people are scared, they don't know fully what the opportunity is, they're leery, they think it's a pyramid scheme, whatever it may be. We get turned down all the time, but you're not getting an immediate payoff from reaching out to somebody. And that's what a lot of people quit because of, is because they're not getting an immediate payoff. And guys, when we live in an age when we have our phones automatically giving us a notification when we get paid, when somebody says yes, and getting that immediate payoff, it can get kind of discouraging. But doing that, you are planting seeds. And what Sam always says, and if you guys don't know who Sam is, she is my sponsor. She's a boss in this company. But what she always brings it back to is the law of reaping and sowing. And if you guys don't know what that is, basically, it's going to be true to the very end of the age. It is when something is planted, no matter what it is, when you say something about Arbonne, when you mention Arbonne to somebody, you are planting a seed. And you can either choose to water that by posting and talking about it and reaching back out to them and vision planning with them and all this kind of stuff. Even if they say no, you can choose to do that. You can choose to build a relationship with them, water that seed until it blooms, and you will you will reap what you sowed. Or you can plant that seed and have somebody else sow it for you. And so, guys, that's what I mean when I say do things that don't have an immediate payoff. That is reaching out to people. That is doing things, planning parties when nobody shows up. Doing Zoom calls, planning launches when nobody shows up, because eventually people will. Eventually you will get a payoff, but it's not immediate, and you can't be discouraged by that. You are growing yourself as a person. And one thing that they say about this is, in every case, we'll be better off in the long run, even though things are hard or distasteful in the short term. So it's going to either build your character, or months from now, you're going to have the best runner on your team because you decided to reap what you sowed and take that time and do that work, even though there was no immediate payoff. And the last one is do things that challenge the cultural norm. So, guys, you think about this. You want to be an example of what you want your team to be, because they are going to mimic what you do no matter what. They signed on because they wanted what you had. So if you are going out and you are partying, you are giving it, you are like half, whatting this Arbonne thing, but they think that they're going to get paid because they're half doing it too, then that's what you're going to get. But if you are working your butt off, if you are doing all the work you can, if you are going outside the cultural norm and deciding, I'm not going to party tonight, but I'm going to work my Arbonne business, or I'm going to take the time to go and do this instead of hang out with my friends because I know in the long run, this is going to be worth it. Or even just taking the time with your friends or instead of like gossiping or whatever it may be, and just taking the time to share Arbonne with them. When you go outside the cultural norm, it's going to pay off. And guys, how many people regret what they do at our age because they just went out and wasted those years? So guys, do things that are outside the cultural norm, because that is the team that you are going to build. It may take a while. It may be easier to go out and party all the time because you're going to get a ton of people that signed on. But guess what, guys? We don't get paid for people that just sign on. We don't get paid for people. We don't get rewarded for people that just sign on and don't actually do the work. And half the time, they end up having to drag them and do their work for them to keep them. That's not the kind of team you want to build. You want to build a team like, shout out to Simone, because she was the one that decided to reach out to me instead of me reaching out to her because I was scared. And now she's a runner, and I check in with her, but I don't have to because I know she's got her business down and she is going outside of the cultural norm because she is working her butt off, even though it's hard. Even though it would much rather be easier to just, do her schoolwork and go goof off. But she decides to do the work. She decides to invest in her team, and guess what? She is growing bigger than anybody on my team right now. Myself included. And that is because she is going outside the cultural norm and she is finding people like her as well. And so those are the 5 things that I want you guys to think about. Going outside your comfort zone, doing things that is beyond what is expected or required, doing things too big to accomplish alone, doing things that don't earn immediate payoff, and things that challenge the cultural norm. And then I want to read from Hebrews 10, 23 through 25. And it says, "Let us hold tightly without wavering to the hope we affirm, for God can be trusted to keep his promise. Let us think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works. And let us not neglect our meeting together as some people do, but encourage one another, especially now in the day of his return is drawing near." So guys, your team is here for a reason. You're on this team for a reason. Don't make me do all the work reaching out to you. Try to build a relationship with me too, because I want that relationship with you. I added you to my team because I knew you could do something great with it. That's the same thing. We want to build our hope that what we do is going to have a payoff, because it will. Like I said before, the law of reaping and sowing, it's going to happen. And we have to trust that it will happen. But in the meantime, we need to get together. We need to be on team calls. We need to join together and encourage one another, because it is going to get hard. And so, guys, God wants us to be a part in every way. Every way. This business is an opportunity not only to make a living, but to grow as a person and to be a friend, growing your friend group. Guys, the community in Arbonne, if you don't have it, you are missing out. 100%. I have said from the beginning, and I will always say it, if Arbonne for some reason does not financially support me or my family, and I am no longer growing in this business, I will always stay in it because of the community, because of the group of women that have surrounded me and I have surrounded to not only pray for and be there for, but just a shoulder to cry on, someone to share life with and grow and push me to become a better person, just as much as I push and encourage other people to become better people. That is what Arbonne is all about. That is what sets us apart from other companies outside of skincare, outside of our clean everything. Our community is something you're not going to find. And if you guys don't believe that, you're not a part of this. You need to jump in. This can't be a one-sided thing. You need to jump in and you need to learn it too. And so I'm just going to end with Colossians 3:23 through 24. And it says, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you are serving." Guys, even if you're not a believer, it is so nice to feel that what we are doing is something bigger than ourselves. And if you are a believer, knowing that everything you do is seen by our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, it just makes it 10 times more valuable. Because those things that you have to do that don't earn an immediate payoff, God is seeing it. Those meetings you show up for, God is seeing it. Those messages that you send out, God is seeing them, and He is knowing what you're doing. And guys, we're working for more than ourselves. Our huge team page is called Do More, Give More, Love More, Be More, whatever it is, but it's give more. Being able to do more, being able to give people opportunities that they didn't have before, being able to share and to donate and to just be more than we could be without this business. And if you don't believe that, come talk to me. Come talk to me, and you need to build your belief in this company because it is there. But that's all I have. And as much as I would love to be able to see all your faces as you guys are, as I'm saying all this, it just wasn't in the cards this week. So I wanted to just share that with you because I felt like it was too important to not share. And I want to know what your goals are. I so want to know what your goals are. So I'm going to reach out to you guys and just ask that you guys share your goals with me if you want to, so that we can just push each other and, you know, be more. And let's grow this month. Let's reach out to those people that we haven't yet, and let's just do it. Let's do hard things. But I hope you guys have a great week and a great month. And as always, if you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, if you have any prayer requests, if you have questions about life or need to talk or need to cry, I'm always here for you guys. But yeah, I love you guys and have a great month.